Welcome to Sweet Spot. Today I'm sharing with you a special recipe that is normally reserved for our family and friends, our maple leaf cookies. These are a rolled cutout cookie with maple syrup inside the dough, as well as a maple syrup glaze that is applied when the cookies are still warm. These are gorgeous cookies, perfect for an autumn day, and they make an awesome addition to a Thanksgiving dessert spread. Hey, let's get started. These cookies are from a modified sugar cookie dough. You can find the full recipe in the notes below. We start with room temperature butter, brown sugar, and white sugar. We will sift 3 cups of all-purpose flour, bleached or unbleached, your choice, and a little bit of salt. Since these are a low-rise cookie, we only use a single egg yolk, and of course, we incorporate maple syrup. To mix the dough, we could use a hand mixer, but a stand mixer will be much quicker. Put the room temperature butter and both sugars in the bowl. Cream them on medium-high speed. After about 3 minutes, the butter and sugar should be creamed. Scrape the bowl, add the egg yolk. Let's mix until well incorporated. Let's do the same with the maple syrup. Scrape the bowl, mix well. In the meantime, sift the flour and salt. I prefer to use a strainer rather than a sifter. Saves on storing a piece of equipment in your kitchen. Dump the sifted flour into the mixer bowl. Mix on the slowest speed until the dough just comes together. Don't overmix. We need to refrigerate the dough to firm it up. Divide the dough into 2 or 3 portions. Form flat disc-shaped bundles, wrapping each in plastic or wax paper. Refrigerate these little bundles for at least 2 hours. If tightly wrapped, you can store these for a couple days until you're ready to roll and bake. Unwrap your dough package. Spread flour on your rolling surface. Here I'm using a roll pad. It's really just a large silk pad or a silicone baking sheet. Makes cleanup a lot easier, but feel free to roll directly on your counter. You'll want to roll the dough fairly thin, a 1/4 inch or less. Dough's rolled out. Cut out these cookies by pressing down on the cutter. Repeat, maximizing the number of cookies for each roll. Carefully lift your cutout and place it on a baking sheet. Here I'm using a silpat, but use parchment. I love parchment, or a slightly greased baking sheet. Bake about 12 to 14 minutes until the edges are brown. If your oven requires you to rotate the baking sheet, you'll know. After removing the cookies from the oven, and while they're still warm, we brush them with maple syrup. The syrup soaks into the cookies without leaving them sticky.
Sprinkling these cookies with sanding sugar or any other coarse sugar makes them sparkle. Repeat the process with the remaining dough. This is the fun part.
So where did we end up? We ended up with a gorgeous plate of cookies. The recipe actually makes 3 dozen, 4 dozen. It depends how thin you make them and how large of a cookie. These are, actually I didn't talk about this, but I used a Wilton cutter. You can get it at Michael's or online, wherever. It's a set of leaves, maple leaf, oak leaf, I don't know what else. 3 sizes. This is the largest size. So let's taste these cookies. Thin, we rolled them thin. They're crunchy, they're good, they're sweet, but not overly sweet. But there's you taste the maple syrup, and it's not overly sweet like you're eating a lot of maple syrup. They're tasty. It definitely reminds me of fall, or brings on memories of fall. We make these only during the fall and early winter, just because maple and fall go together, autumn, and they're good. I think you should try them. This is it for Sweet Spot.